Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Said Irfan bin Said Sharifuddin, and today's video is about chapter 9. So, in this chapter, I'm going to explain about how do supply chain management systems coordinate planning, production, and logistics with suppliers. So, first of all, we need to know about the supply chain. The supply chain is a network of organizations and business processes for procuring raw materials. In other words, a supply chain is a network between a company and its suppliers to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. This network includes different activities, people, entities, information, and also resources. The supply chain also represents the steps it takes to get the product or service from its original state to the customer. And a supply chain also involves a series of steps involved to get a product or service to the customer. The steps include moving and transforming raw materials into finished products, transporting those products and distributing them to the end user. The entities involved in supply chain include producers, vendors, warehouses, transportation companies, distribution centers, and also retailers. So the key takeaways is the functions in a supply chain include product development, marketing, operations, distribution, finance, and customer service. And supply chain also management results in lower costs and a faster production cycle. Now next, we're gonna take a look at information systems and supply chain management. Inefficiencies in the supply chain, such as parts shortages or high transportation costs, are caused by inaccurate or untimely information. For example, manufacturers may keep too many parts in inventory because they do not know exactly when they will receive their next shipments from their suppliers. And suppliers may order too few raw materials because they do not have precise information on demand. These supply chain inefficiencies waste as much as 25% of a company's operating costs. One recurring problem in supply chain management is the bullwhip effect, in which information about the demand for a product gets distorted as it passes from one entity from the next across the supply chain. A slight rise in demand for an item might cause different members in the supply chain. Now, the bullwhip effect is stemmed by reducing uncertainties about demand and supply when all members of the supply chain have accurate and up-to-date information. If all supply chain members share dynamic information about inventory levels, schedules, forecasts, and also shipments, they have more precise knowledge about how to adjust their sourcing, manufacturing, and also distribution plans. And last but not least, the supply chain management software. It is classified as software to help business plan their supply chains or supply chain planning, or software to help them execute the supply chain steps, also known as supply chain execution. You see, supply chain planning systems enable the firm to model its existing supply chain, generate demand forecasts for products, and also develop optimal sourcing and manufacturing plans. One of the most important and complex supply chain planning functions is demand planning, which determines how much product a business needs to make to satisfy all its customers' demands. JDA Software, SAP, and Oracle all offer supply chain management solutions. And the supply chain execution systems manage the flow of products through distribution centers and warehouses to ensure that products are delivered to the right locations in the most efficient manner. They track the physical status of goods, the management of materials, warehouse and transportation operations, and financial information involving all parties. Well, that's all from me. Always remember to stay safe with your loved ones, and we meet again inshallah. Assalamualaikum. Thank you for your time.